We'll do another run. Maybe I'll make this one no reset, just to try to get some experience through the rest of the game. 'Cause I haven't had any runs get past chapter 9, and I feel like I should, so that I'm not just garbage after chapter 9.
Well, sequel time already, huh? Welcome back, I guess. I'm sure you missed me. First things first.
Yeah, I haven't made that mistake in a long time.
Before we go any further, I think it might be a good
If
idea
I've been
to
facing backwards as I'm flying through the air just for the camera.
just go to the
I think I'm
pause
gonna
menu and
bonk into
bring
the
up
wall
the save
here.
mode.
Yeah. Well,
Easy, right? Well, then do it.
If you only knew. Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. It's gonna kill me. I can't believe I'm running so late. Still, I should be able to make it as long as...
Help me!
Ah, right on cue. I was almost there, too. Dr. Connors.
Spider-Man! I should have known.
Oh, hope your insurance is paid up.
Blast! Spider-Man's here already! Get that
You guys are such a nuisance.
case secured!
push that guy out of the way.
Hi, my name's... Maybe
I want that
can
health.
make it before
Stop
class.
rolling.
I think this might be a good time for you to check your to-do list. The white dot on your map here and the white...
Yeah, if I do another update, it'll probably... I think what I'd like to include is, like... You know, on the level select and afterwards, it would, like, keep track of your scores and stuff. So you'd have, like, a save file and shit. And I'd have, like, times for getting the collectible and times for not getting the collectible. Maybe, like, one bonus level, I don't know.
This is a good time to...
I'm having a hard time, like, because
You already know that you use them to
Lollipop
find
Lunch, I think,
right?
is the most fun game. Maybe not, like, the best game that I've made, but, like, the most fun to play. So and I feel like it's the type of game that, like, it would be neat to, like, release, like, you know, another pack of, like, 15 more levels.
See what you like. But you can only be a good guy.
So that, there's a part of me that wants to do that as well. Yeah, and there's a part of me that wants to do like a spiritual successor too, like just drop Lollipop Launch and make another one. I have an idea for like a pretty cool
I'd better burn off some
um,
calories or I won't fit in my costume anymore.
type of game using kind of the similar movement, but like there would be like a hub world that you could go through and like, you know, discover different levels, and then you'd go into the levels and they would be the individual ones.
I can't believe I ran off like that. I must be out of my mind.
But then it's like I've also, you know, been working on the same fucking game for like 5 years and I'm starting to get closer to finishing that. There's a lot that I need to do with that, and then it's like I've got streaming, it's like I'm so busy. I have so many things that I want to do in like creative outlets that I want to put my energy into, but I just don't have enough time.
So much for you.
Shit. This is not the best fight. Where do you think you're going, buddy? At least I caught him before he went down the stairs. This guy doesn't even know I'm fucking here. Yeah. I have like a weird mentality with like those type of getting over it type games because I really did not like getting over it. I thought it was pretentious and bad and not fun to play. And then I kind of like Jump King, so it's like, okay, well, I guess that type of game isn't always bad. But Pogo Stick looks like trash to me. Pogo Stuck, yeah, that's what it's called.
My grandmother could keep up better than you.
Just anything that has like
Now that's something I'd
quirky
like to see.
controls that aren't actually good but are just more for the meme, I guess, is what I don't like about it. Yeah, I could see it. You gotta like develop it right, for sure. And I mean, making the levels
Or if you weren't so far
for
away.
Lollipop Launch, like that wasn't even like half the development. Like the levels were the easy part. It was making the assets and like the controls and everything else that was hard. But like once we got to making levels, it was like you could crank out a level in like a couple hours.
So,
I remember being like, because you know we had a time limit for the game jam we were doing,
Find out, that's for sure.
and I remember finishing the last level like at the last minute and working on it. Like we had like we had like 6 or so hours when I started making the last level.
Chapter opening reminds me of something. The Spidey store gets new items every time a new chapter starts. Aha! Next time you have a chance, visit the store and check out what they've got.
Oh, I did a web zip input again there.
Incredible.
I gotta stop.
Too bad she's probably a crook.
I'm gonna actually accidentally swing one of these days.
Hi, Pete.
I think that's the...
Hey, Alex. Wow. Amazing movement.
What's up with this Beck guy? How can he possibly claim I'm a freak?
Yeah, I didn't like use a clip of you playing it, but I just needed a clip. I just needed like 5 seconds of Lollipop Launch gameplay, and I didn't want to record any, so it's muted the whole time.
I have enough trouble without someone trying to convince thugs that I don't have powers. I don't see anyone around. Now's my chance to change.
I'll link you in the description anyways, because I figure you'll probably like that. Now that you're official YouTuber who edits their videos.
Hi, Pete.
Which, by the way, that highlight that you made fucking killed me. That shit is so funny. Yeah, it's hard. Like, not every stream works for making like a full highlights of. Usually these days I can actually tell like, oh, okay, that was a good stream. Maybe I'll make some highlights off that
Hard to
later.
see why rhinos are in danger.
Like, I can tell already this is not one of them, other than one clip that I'm definitely going to grab later, which was really funny.
Which team's mascot are you anyway?
Grab that shit. Hate bonking there. It's like I could get such a good one. Yeah. And eventually, like, you don't even do it on purpose, but eventually, like, you just kind of start adding in these little moments for, just in case later. Like, that's the reason why, you know, every like Ludwig-esque streamer these days starts their stream off with like boys, and, you know, or, you know, whatever their like intro is, because they know that that is money for the highlights for their editors later. Or, you know, if they have a gimmick stream, they'll always explain at the start of the stream. Does YouTube have mods? It does, and I will mod you. I think I modded like your main. I could be wrong. Again, let's remember to go the right way.
I can't believe I actually got to meet Dr. Otto Octavius.
Alright, I think I'm pretty much done for getting to go the right way this time. Yeah, you don't want to go too hard into that, obviously, but like I said, it's not even like a decision that you make. It's just kind of you start learning how streaming works, I guess, is probably the better way to say it. Yeah. Another option is you could just like go into Audacity and just like record a quick intro talking about what the stream was about, or you could put it into like text, you know, edit some text into the video to show. Like, there's a lot of things you can do to make things make more sense. Welcome back, Nate.
Hey kid, how you making out?
Golded this split like 5 times today, and it's always like a half-second gold at most. Streaming goes about. I mean, yeah. I always think of it more like like every time you stream, you're just kind of rolling a bunch of dice. It's the same for like uploading a video. Like, as far as like metrics are concerned and stuff like that, like it's just all like you make it as good as possible, and those are like your modifiers to the rolls, but at the end of the day, you're still just rolling dice. I wonder if I could go this way. Yeah, I could probably just follow this road all the way down instead of like, and then do all the tokens after the Mary Jane mission. If I could get a chain going, that would be amazing. I think I'm going to try this. I kind of like going this way. One of the fun parts about playing the side categories is like you just get to kind of figure out route changes in the middle of your speedrun. That shit does not happen in any percent anymore. I guess not ever, but sometimes happens. I don't know if starting here is necessary. I guess, yeah, this makes sense. And then I'll just go, I'll just do a lap here. Gosh.
Yo, I like a guy who can go the distance.
Just got stuck on that fucking awning.
Flattery will get you nowhere with me.
I feel like I want to remove the awnings, but only in Swingless. They only bother me in this category. Just a lot more getting stuck on them. Spend a lot more time hugging the wall close to the ground. What about a Spider-Man gamer TM?
It would be better if you slowed down a bit.
I'm now alerted to the fact that I read your chat wrong. My answer is that he is definitely there's no trademark for sure. He's a legit gamer. I'm assuming the trademark it means like, you know, fake gamers, quote unquote, you know, as if that's a thing. But you know, I mean, that's an interesting discussion in itself, I guess, because there's not a thing. There's obviously not a thing as like a gamer, a fake gamer. Like, you know, if you play games, you're a gamer. That's the end of it. But also, at the same time, it's like the type of person who is an idiot like me who just goes way too hard at it is a little bit different than the type of person who plays on their phone, you know, an hour a week. Oh, you're talking that type of gamer. Okay, well, I mean, I don't see Spider-Man as a bigot, so probably still no trademark. Why was the camera so zoomed out there? It's kind of freaking me out. It's weird because like I don't get the chance, like, unless I'm streaming, I don't really play too many video games these days. I've got too much shit that I'm doing.
Do you like my gadgets, Spider-Man? I perfected the technology on the movie Sorority Death Robot.
Like if I'm not streaming or like, it's like everything just has to be productive now, or it just doesn't feel right. Oh, come on. This shit is so rare. It's always this guy. I want to play more games. Like I love, and I guess that's why like hanging out with friends is nice, you know, in Discord and shit, is because I actually get, you know, one, hanging out with my friends is always good, but also I get to play some video games.
I'm better than you, Spider-Man, and today I'm going to prove it.
Yeah, I don't think it's RNG. I think it's like they enter the pit and they miss the trigger for when they're counted as in the pit. So I don't think it's random. That's something that would be nice to test, is like where the holes for the trigger are, because clearly that's what's going on, is they're just missing the trigger for being counted as in the pit. It would be nice to be able to avoid that. But But yeah, just in general, that shit does not happen. Like, this is the most I've ever had it happen. Normally it happens like once every like maybe 2 or 3 hours of gameplay, but it's happened like 4 or 5 times today.
You're a sad little man, Beck.
I know you, but what am I?
I can't believe you just said that.
Why don't you just give up, Spider-Man?
And disappoint all my loyal fans. I couldn't possibly do that.
My cat hits MJ. I'm imagining that's like some Web of Shadows shit.
You're going to need to move a lot faster than that, Spider-Man. Come on, you don't want to disappoint your...
Made it. Even the audience isn't real. Beck is the real phony here.
I'm playing a game and not streaming, it feels weird. It's almost like it doesn't feel weird. It actually feels nice. But it's just like once I'm going, it's nice, but it's like I have a hard time like justifying it in my head. It's like, oh, you could be doing something productive. It's like that's not how I want to live my life. Oh shit. I think the best thing to do here is just jump and hope it works. Fuck. I did say it was gonna be no reset. Been a while since I messed that race up. I'm just gonna keep going. Is that hard? Probably still be ahead. Yeah, still 15 seconds ahead. And you know, this run PBs, then that's some free time saved for next time, which is always a W. So really, my failure was a success, and I should have done it intentionally, which I obviously did because, you know, I would never actually fail that race if it wasn't on purpose. Let's actually buy the right stuff. Cool. Shit. What am I doing? Pole swinging. Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure there's like a ton of time save left in the second half of the run, and I want to be there to see that. So really, most of these resets have just been because of my perfectionist mindset.
Dr. Octavius' theories are amazing. My head is still spinning from talking to him. Oh no. Mary Jane's play. If I hurry, I can still make it in time.
Keep the chain going. Oh, it feels so good to hit this chain. You go so far. Yeah, like I probably could have continued that run too, but I was still in like the mindset that I use in any percent where it's like, oh, I lost 20 seconds. Okay, run over. Which, you know, isn't necessarily even true in any percent, but it's a lot. Losing 20 seconds in this category is definitely a lot different than Stick webs it, by the way, than losing 20 seconds in any percent.
It's like you have something against me. Batter up. Find a safer line of work. Why tonight, guys? Try not to run into my fist with your face. You okay? No.
Also, you know, I did say this run was going to be a no reset. Did I just yeet that sniper? Yeah, he's like halfway down the street. Shit. I thought I was fine, but, you know, that is still a little bit of RNG.
Stick around. You guys do too.
Their hero punch does the same damage as counter. That seems about right, actually.
putting a stop to this right now. Great.
I still think that Hero Punch should go through block. Like they shouldn't be able to block Hero Punch. That's messed up. The counter does a lot of damage.
Maybe so.
Yeah, it just feels wrong when you do this like huge winding punch, like time literally fluctuates around you as you punch and then they just block it. It's like,
How far is this place?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was playing Toby 3. For some reason, the main thing I remember about Toby 3 was trying to speedrun it and getting blocked by fucking everybody for 10 years. That and the cutscenes, which were amazing, obviously.
Hey, I
The
was just
littlest
going easy on you
little
before.
lip of all time. There's some alliteration of for you.
So, nice night, huh?
No need to be nervous.
Oh shit. I just learned something new. If she's in the middle of dialogue, before when she's supposed to start that dialogue, she'll delay it until after the previous dialogue's done. Could like actually lose time. Oh, hey Strudel. I will try not to die.
Alright, fellas.
As
Show me the
usual.
bone end. Hey, better than go. Made you look. Hanging in there.
That was a
Cat?
really good fight.
Against these chumps? Give me some credit.
I'm kind of in no man's land here. Guess I'll do this.
Cat took that statue right in front of me.
Now this, don't go low here. This is bad. This movement is okay. Well, it kind of redeemed itself a little bit towards the end there, but
Better change while no one is around.
another spider ghost.
Hi, Pete.
Nope, not on the bad run.
Okay, guess I better get going. That news conference is gonna start any minute.
Sometimes it's like it doesn't load in time, so the door doesn't open right away. It's really weird. Yeah, I mean, I barely minded that other run died. It's more how it died. I'm not really sweating this, and I think this is officially a no reset at this point. I think I'm actually serious about that being true, so even if it does kill it, I'll just keep going.
Uh-oh. I think that news conference is starting. I'm gonna be late.
You can get a climb out there, but it
Get them up to that
doesn't seem
balcony. Should be
100%
able to
consistent.
escape. Gotta hurry though, those flying things
Which,
don't
you know,
move.
wouldn't be a big deal in any percent, but gotta work on my angles here. Alright, guess we're I'm gonna get this guy real quick. We'll worry about all those robots later. Oh god, fucking, I could hear your voice just screaming Rowango every time I do a jump of any angle whatsoever. Really, I've kind of gotta kill these robots at some point. So let's do that now. I can only put it off for so long. No. Well, this theater is showing me how much I've gotta work on. It was like I was just getting good at theater at 90%, but now it's just completely different in Swingless. You know, that's why you do the no resets, so you can get better. Oh yeah, Adonis, my favorite shoe company. Make great tracksuits as well. Oh, you can watch all my live streams. If you go to my channel here on YouTube, I've got a playlist called Stream Archives, and all the live streams go there.
I can hardly wait to see what he has cooked up at the statue.
I just don't keep them. I keep them unlisted instead of public, so they don't clog up my channel. I do wish that YouTube like kept them or at least there was an option to keep them in separated parts on my channel, if that makes sense. Which kind of is the case for desktop, but on mobile they're just kind of clumped together, which I don't like.
Well, I have to admit, Mysterio knows how to make a scene.
Oh shit,
Better
bad
figure out
angle.
some way to get
That was not a row
his
angle.
old self. It looks like that flying thing above the statue might be the source of Mysterio's little trick.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind like also like if there was a way to automatically have them go to my second channel or something. But it is nice that my second channel is now free to be the shitpost channel that it was originally meant to be, and I can just upload dumb shit there. Mitch angle. Not breaking a sweat anywhere. Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, this is just kind of jump and web zip and hope that you don't fuck up. The hard part is when you get up there. In my opinion. Karen pause. I have to call it out because it's the only piece of tech named after him.
Giant brain. It's protected by some kind of shield.
I web zip
Brain
off there.
seems like it has
That was
to be
it was
controlled
this
with a
thing.
shield. It seems kind of obvious to go after the giant brain. Mysterio sure is protecting it.
What about you? Well, you didn't want your tech named after you. Also, you're not like an old school guy. Like Terran is from like he did one run back in like 2014. So he's like old school. Just talking about the wrench.
Okay.
Oh,
That's just wrong.
I see. I thought you were talking about the tech. Don't worry. Oh, Pink Crimson doesn't have a... I thought I modded you. I thought I modded like your main at least. I guess not. Who did I mod then? This looks tough. And again, this is still the... Like, this part's not that bad. It gets hard when I'm like pointing to the screen as if you can see. On the last one... there's a timer after you finish all of them. You only get a certain amount of time to kill the brain. So that's when it gets tense. Because otherwise you have to do them all over again. Sorry, Benny, I just don't know you. I just don't know. I sound like I'm like rejecting a date. I just don't know you that well yet. Like, does that also heal the brain? I don't know, because I've never, you know, usually once you damage the brain, it's just kind of over. So I don't know. Let's try this. Okay, so far so good. And you crawl over until you can't crawl no more. So it's like so slow, but it's just like this is the only way to do it. I think once you damage the brain, you might be good. Like, I don't think it's gonna kick you out at the very least if you run out of time. Like, I think that's just until you get in. Could be wrong. Should have done more with Ellis Island. You can tell, like, it was barely finished. So I'm just glad it's in the game at all. I think I kind of like that they didn't really do it. There's not really any purpose for it. It just feels like this secret place. There's no civilians. It's like some of the collisions not there. It feels like you've gone like out of bounds. Oh, shit. What was the suitcase cut content going to be? Probably something to do with the lizard, because there was going to be a section in the sewers with the lizard that they cut out. I'm imagining it was something to do with that. There was going to be a Craven boss fight too. That's like where the Calypso boss in the arena comes from. I don't remember if Craven was in the sewers, but you know.
Wow. Mysterio's hidden fortress looks just like an apartment.
Yeah, it was like they don't tell. I love how they handled like Ellis and Liberty Island. How they're just like there's not really any mention about like being able to get to them. I think there's one Bruce Campbell hint token line about like, oh, I wonder how you get to Liberty Island, but other, like they don't tell you how to do it, which I really like.
Before, but never quite like that. What's going on? Feels so strange. Everything is upside down. What's going on?
Come on, bro. Just die. Please die. I'm begging you. That was just like, you just wouldn't die. That's better. Yeah, I actually have the Xbox version of Toby 1 with Craven in it. Maybe I should play that sometime. Because I've never played those levels. I would get perfect mirrors here. Yeah, I originally played it on PS2, but I found I was at this is like over a year ago now. I was at a used game store and they just had a copy for like $4 and I was like, oh yeah, that's gonna be mine.
If I never see another carnival as long as I live, it'll be too soon.
Okay, I thought that might be a little bit of time save. A little bit saves a minute. So was Craven being in the Xbox version, was that like an exclusivity deal? Or was that just like they had to cut him from the other ones because it wasn't working? Or they didn't have time or whatever?
Whoops, Dr. Octavius's demonstration will be starting soon. I'd better hurry.
Nobody knows. Gotcha. Well, I guess we could probably, like, if it's time constraints, then I imagine that the Xbox version would have come out after PS2 and GameCube. I don't know if it did. And if it just didn't work, then we may not know. It was on purpose. Yeah, I feel like I remember hearing that that it was a deal, but I couldn't remember if that was actually true or not, and I guess nobody knows. It seems like a deal, like the fact that it was just those two levels, I don't know. That sounds like a deal to me. And that was like, you know, at that point Xbox like wasn't, you know, that was Microsoft's first foray, so maybe they, and I remember them like poaching a lot of developers and stuff to try to get content for their console. But it would make sense, like, you know, fucking Halo wasn't originally an Xbox game. It was for the Mac of all things. And it wasn't a first-person shooter at first.
Almost got it.
Which to me is the funniest shit of all time.
I did it. Well, the city didn't get blown up. Poor Rosie. I can't believe I'm late to see Dr. Connors again.
Well, looking good.
I'm surprised that, yeah, I mean the 360 was like, I guess it had better games for like the vast majority of its lifespan, but there weren't really any good consoles in that console generation, were there? Like aesthetically I like the 360 and I had one, but like holy shit it has problems. I feel like they're only kind of really recovering recently, and that's only because of like the only good thing that I hear people talk about with Microsoft these days is Game Pass. That's
Dr.
it.
Connors was pretty beat up, but I think he'll be all right now. I need to figure out what
Like
happened.
they basically Wii U'd themselves, and then now they're kind of digging themselves out of that.
Pick up a lead there.
Well, a little bit. They made another Wii U, but you know, it has Game Pass. Yeah. Well, I mean, for the vast majority of Xbox 360, PS3, it was like PS3 just kind of didn't have games, and the ones that it did ran worse on PS3 because nobody knew how to fucking develop for it. And also just saying PS3 controller, worst controller. Not worse, worst. That is my opinion on it. But you know, they had some games that people liked towards the end of it. They started to dig themselves out. And obviously they kind of stomped with PS4, which is an okay console. I don't think it's amazing by any means. It's a little bit more complicated than PS3 being half the power. Technically it was more powerful, but it's just it had its fucking architecture nobody knew how to work with for like 5 years.
Well, no one's around. I better change while I have a chance. Hi, Betty.
PS4 controller is like, in my opinion, it's like the most average controller. It's not great. It actually is probably a little bit above average, but it's kind of where it's just kind of a standard controller. It's not great, it's not bad. You know, it's inoffensive. It works. The sticks are still in the wrong place. They never fixed that, but I think they have the same amount of RAM, but also the what I'm talking about is that the PS4's processor had like, it was like this weird like I can't remember exactly how it works, but it had like 8 cores or something, and nobody knew how to deal with that. And it's just like Xbox just used basically PC hardware, which everybody knew how to work with. So it was, yeah. Xbox One controller is good. In my opinion, the Xbox 360 is the best controller. It's not perfect. It's still got the D-pad being what it is, but I think it's the best layout, it's the best feel, it fits my hands perfectly every time. Yeah, I think both Xbox, it's either they either had 256 or 512 megabytes of RAM, and they both had that. I could be wrong.
Stop right there, Doctor.
Miserable creature.
Please don't make me
Yeah,
fight you.
yeah, we're just getting fucked right off the bat here.
What an unpleasant surprise. Still, not one for which I am wholly.
Wow, this guy's being an asshole.
All right,
Get him. Sunglasses are a nice touch, Doc.
I can't believe I made that work.
He won't listen. Still has those tentacles.
I have a hard, my hands cramp up with like the PS4, and more importantly, every time I like try to move left while looking, move right while looking left, and my thumbs slap together, because that's just kind of where my thumbs rest for the most part.
I don't have time for you. Don't hurt her.
Be quiet.
I don't know. I mean, different hand, everybody's got different hands, but for me, the 360 controller is just borderline perfect. If they fix the D-pad, that's the ideal controller for me. DualShock 2, it's weird because I remember really liking the DualShock 2, and then I went to go use one,
I read about
and I
Davies'
wasn't the
attack.
biggest fan.
Somehow I just didn't believe
It was okay. I think the PS4 controller is definitely better. I guess I just have bigger hands now with bigger requirements.
Octavius blames me for Rosie's death.
GameCube's a good one, obviously. I think everybody likes GameCube. Not for every game. GameCube's actually pretty bad for this game, in my opinion. Kind of gotta concentrate here. There we go. That one's hard. And I go over here. Yeah, I do like some proper triggers.
Wow.
You need like a nice, which I think obvious, you know, I'm going to say this about most things about a controller, but the Xbox 360 triggers are ideal for me. You really feel them when you compress, but they don't give too much resistance, and they're not like super clacky or anything, which can be nice, but hurts my hands after a while. Like, you know, if I try to play this game on GameCube, after like an hour, my hands start to hurt. Another good controller is the Switch Pro is pretty good. It's weird that it also has a really bad D-pad for some reason, which is like, your Nintendo, why do you have a bad D-pad? This is like your thing. But most controllers have bad. Why does every controller, just at least that you know, like Xbox 360 has a bad D-pad. Yet every PlayStation controller's D-pad is trash, and I will not be convinced otherwise. Just my opinion. I don't like that they're separated. It's weird. I know some people like it. And the Switch Pro controller is all mushy and weird. Like, why? Just have a good D-pad. It shouldn't be that hard. The NES had a good D-pad in 1984. Works well for fighting games. I guess. It feels so weird when I go, because usually I rest, the fat of my thumb on the middle of the D-pad, and it just kind of sinks in there, and I can feel all the edges cutting into it, and it's like, ooh, I don't like this. I will say it's nice that it basically gives them 4 new buttons, but I mean, that's kind of the upside for me. Also, like most things in PlayStation, it's a little small. It's a little small. That's the real meta answer, is that keyboard and mouse is best.
So, how did you find Shocker?
Obviously not for every game, but if you're playing anything in first person or anything shooty, anything requires something precise, you want keyboard and mouse.
I was a little distracted at the time.
I'm late. I should have left way earlier. I guess we'll just see how this goes. I might need to slow-mo. In fact, let's just go ahead and do that right now.
Nice. In this mode, you're faster than the bad guys. The attacks coming from a mile away. You can even do different.
Yeah, we're fine. Probably didn't even need that slow-mo.
I don't know where the warehouse is, remember?
Yeah, and you're never getting the rate you're going.
Yeah, I used the PS5 controller a little bit, and I thought it was maybe marginally better to use than the PlayStation 4. God, it's a little ugly. I don't like how it looks. I do like the trend of every PlayStation controller, I mean, barring the PS3, being better than the last.
How far is this
I
place?
mean, yeah, if you're playing an FPS and it's not like Halo, you probably want keyboard and mouse, and even then, I mean, I play Halo with keyboard and mouse now, so. That is, I guess that makes sense, Strudel, kinda, but usually I think of it the other way around. I just gotta mention this whole time I've just been loving like we're like almost everybody's almost fighting but not. Every time I bring up controllers it ends up like that. I always have fun. It's like everybody's like kind of almost fighting about it but not really. Like usually for 3D games, I think of like a first person shooter or something like that. And for 2D games, I think of like Castlevania playing on an NES controller or something. Something like that, most 2D games I would think to use a controller, and most 3D games I would think to not, but I guess it depends on the genre. I think that's 4.
Careful, cat.
Yeah, that was
You'll
4.
hurt his feelings.
Oh, I guess it wasn't? Okay, well this is gonna suck. How was that? I sent him so far. Oh, he is an asshole right now. Holy shit.
Are you wearing a girdle? I've been meaning to ask.
No, don't kill me. Okay, we're fine. Oh, Shocker is being such a cunt right now.
Careful, cat. You'll hurt his feelings.
Okay, well. This is why you count your combos.
I hope cat is okay.
I got distracted and assumed that I knew how far it was. Yeah, whatever. This is a no reset. Oh, I didn't have full... Oh, because of the... Oh, okay. I get it. I understand why I didn't do the damage that I needed to.
I'll have to check on cat later.
Yeah. And I mean, controllers are also one of those topics that it's like everybody... your brain thinks it's an objective thing, but... everybody's got different hands and preferences and things like that. Different things work better for different people. my thoughts on KH on Epic Game Store. It's a little disgusting. That's probably the word for it. It's a little gross. That it's like finally, and then they're fucking being greedy assholes about it. But I'm imagining it'll eventually make its way to other game stores and not be ridiculously overpriced, and then we'll be good.
I don't see anyone around. Now's my chance to change real quick.
Will KH2 Rando work with the PC version? That'd be kind of crazy. Dang. That's nice. Yeah, like the fact that I could go to Walmart and probably get like the entire KH, like every KH game for like 30 bucks or 40 maybe. But then you have to pay like over 100 at least. I don't know the exact prices, but it's a lot more on PC. Is there a way to get bathroom spawn consistently? Unfortunately not. I tested it one time, and I walked, all I did was hold forward on the first frame possible and keep holding forward until I was walking into the bugle. And then I loaded my save state, and the only difference that I did was I started holding forward one frame later. I did not change any other input. I used input to control. And on one I bathroom spawned, and the other I didn't.
Well, no one's around. I better change while I have a chance.
Oh no, Strudel's been hacked. No, Strudel, no.
Jameson would
No.
mother if he thought it would sell papers.
But yeah, as far as I'm aware, bathroom spawn is just complete RNG. It could be wrong. Maybe there's some weird thing that I haven't thought about that you could do to set up for it, but... But yeah, Strudel, I got like 3 of those comments at once, and I just deleted them like 15 seconds after they came. Yeah, I've had those.
Yep, I'm on it.
I would just get like notifications for like random videos, and then I would delete them like 20 seconds after they posted them. I don't think I even deleted them as much as I just blocked the user, which obviously automatically deletes their comment. So they can't, like, at least if they're gonna spam, they gotta use a different account. Which, isn't probably a big threshold for them, but, just something. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing you could do. That sounds nice. Imagine if you get caught by, like, a YouTube spam filter for, like, ironically posting that in my Twitch chat. It's like, oh, god damn it. Oh, this wasn't the plan, but I guess we'll go with it. Alright, you can't go in until after the mission, it's locked. My favorite active Twitter account, Slyfinclequotes.
Whoa.
I can't imagine. Black Cat has the best missions in the game. My favorites are personally Chapter 9 and like that Mysterio block of missions, but I do like the Shocker fights. Mainly because we get to skip them. That's 2. 3.
'Cause that's just where you're
4,
going.
and
This
5.
guy gave you trouble, Spider?
Yeah, well, I was young.
About time you losers got here.
That shield is really getting on my nerves. I'm gonna figure out a way to shut it down for good.
Martin highlight.
Jacko Hammer.
Are you sure it's faster to clip and bugle and swingless? Honestly, it might not be.
Flashy climactic battles.
Because I remember it's probably not, now that I think of I just never thought about it, but it's probably not faster to clip. I remember it was only faster if you are fast enough to make it faster. That's a good point.
Wow, nice place you got here. Very homey. In a Manson family kind of way.
I mean, SM1 is more combat focused, so it makes sense if you... I still prefer this game's combat, but... I just wish that Toby 1 had a better camera. I'd probably have run it by now.
Mary Jane's play.
We'll run
Maybe
it
I can make
seriously
this night.
if it did. Had a better everything. It's not a bad game. It's just kind of okay. That's my appraisal. Give it like a 6. There's a lot of things that I like, but just kind of your, you know, your average. Oh, it's probably, I almost swung there. It's probably better than your average movie game, but oh, fucking yanked the wrong guy. Hi, bitch. Swear to God, lady. She is running away. Fucking hate Fox players. Run and gun.
Why can't I just tell MJ the truth? I can't believe she's getting married and I'm just waving from the sidelines. Was I supposed to meet Kat this evening? I guess I should go.
Yeah. I mean, that's... I imagine that this game probably would have had, like, unlockables and shit if they didn't have to cut some of the content. Like, if they had, like, an extra 6 months or so to finish this game. Ooh, can you even imagine how fucking good it would be?
Hey, Kat, you talk pretty tough when you're in the lead.
I mean, I'm glad that they actually... Like, the movement and stuff is very polished, which is nice.
You used to be fast, Kat.
But it's one of those things that's like, you know, is more necessarily better? Maybe yes. But, you know, you want to make sure that what's there is good.
Hey, Kat.
Because, like, you know, I read about a sewer level being cut out, and I'm like, that's not the worst thing to lose. I'm pretty okay with this game not having a sewer level. Yeah, maybe it would have been awesome, but not for speedruns. Fair. God, that sniper, he's got like 2-shot bursts. You didn't have that shit in 2015. Great combo.
That armor's nice.
Yes, shoot the robot. Good job. That was a weird fight.
Try eBay.
Oh, it is a weird fight. I guess it's not done yet.
You have an auction permit.
I also don't think Spider-Man 3 is garbage. I would kind of put that on a similar level to Toby 1.
Have to give up Peter Parker
okay.
to be Spider-Man? What about the people in my life? It isn't like anyone ever sees me now.
It's almost good.
MJ.
There's a lot of things that I like in that game.
No matter how hard it is, I can't abandon my friend. So, what? Do I quit being... No?
My favorite thing about this chat is, like, no matter which Spider-Man game you say is bad, you're gonna offend somebody.
But I can't give up being
So we could be like, hey, the fuck did you just say about friend or foe?
I should track down Black Cat. I need to have a talk with her.
I didn't need to do that much scuba skip. I could have done less.
I can do it. I can balance both. Maybe it isn't too late. Maybe I can be Spider-Man and still be with MJ.
Yeah, I mean, I was disappointed with Toby 3, but I was also expecting Spider-Man 2 too, you know? I was I was expecting it to just be like this game, but better. Which it unfortunately wasn't. You know, if the release order were reversed, I feel like maybe people wouldn't shit on it so much, if that makes sense. Like if Spider-Man 2 came out and it had all of Spider-Man 3's gameplay, and then they released Spider-Man 3, and it had all of Toby 2's gameplay, people might not shit on that version of Spider-Man 3 as much. That makes sense. Or rather, I guess it's Spider-Man 2 in that universe. I don't know why I made the analogy so complicated. It really doesn't need to be.
Something in this town.
What was I thinking? I must have looked totally crazy. Things could never work out. What about the danger? I must have been out of my mind to ask her. I should just keep away from her. At least she still has Harry. Yeah, Harry's been a much better friend than I'll ever be. I'm no good for MJ anyway. She's better off with, what's his name?
I'm waiting to see what the USM quote is. For everything. Did I say that about USM? I mean, it makes sense.
Mary Jane must
I
hate
prefer
you for
USM
out
to
on me
most
like that.
Spider-Man games. I think it's not bad. Seems to be my opinion on most Spider-Man games, but I actually think that USM is a good game.
I need to apologize to MJ next time I see her.
I love that USM is the best story. They even made comics of it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Best art style? I don't know about that, but I respect it if that's your opinion. I think it does look pretty good. I have a problem. I've talked about Spidey balls with this, where great camera, where I get lost in USM, and we think it's the art. Like we both get lost in USM all the time because it just everything kind of feels the same. I don't know why, because there's like, but just like I have a hard time knowing where I am or what's around me. I mean, I obviously think this game looks the best, but that's probably just because I'm the most used to it. Like I'm not what's the word? Ignorant to the familiarity bias. Can I type it? No, leave Narcs alone. They're just giving their opinion. Leave Narcs alone. I mean, like, there's really not, besides me, of course. There's nobody here who doesn't have a whack opinion. I'm joking. I definitely have some weird opinions. And also, you know, I like USM too. It's good. I've watched USM is probably my second most watched Spider-Man speed game. Like, I know the route decently well, or at least the how it was in like 2017 back when I watched it a lot. Yeah, I think like most Spider-Man games, USM has a problem where it's a little bit too combat focused. I think, you know, it's got this cool movement, and then it just is like, let's fight a bunch of people. I'm like, no, I just want to swing around.
Miserable creature. Do you see her here? No. I'll not risk my prize hostage so easily.
He was being a dickhead, but I still got 0 cycle. That was actually really good performance for how annoying Doc Ock was trying to be there. It's combat focused, but the combat isn't good. I mean, because that's like half of the Spider-Man games, to be honest. I thought I was splatting there.
Please be okay, Mary Jane.
I think the game with that I've played at least that has the biggest problem with that is Web of Shadows. Like, that game's got some fun movement, and you know, it's jank as fuck in one of the most fun ways possible. You know, moving around, throwing cars at civilians and stuff like that. But like towards the end of the game, the kill X of Y was too much. I was so ready for it to be done by the end. Even though I liked the game. It was just... There's a lot of... Oh shit, that was weird. Holy shit, he is chasing me. Leave me alone! I'm being bullied, help. I don't think I've ever had Doc Ock. I guess maybe you do it faster and normally, but still, I don't remember him ever chasing me that far, that fast. I'm just gonna wait it out. Okay, I had more than enough time, holy shit. Yeah, and it's... The thing is, I don't even think the combat was that bad. Like, it was just... It wasn't enough to carry a, like, 10-hour video game by itself, like they wanted it to. Like, if you just did the combat somewhat infrequently, you know, it wouldn't have had time to wear out. It would have just been like a nice breather in between movement, like combat should be in Spider-Man games. Or at least in most, you know. Every game's different. I still have not played either of the the new Spider-Man games.
Accept your fate. When I catch you, I'll tear your legs off.
I can't believe that hit me.
You'll pay dearly for your treachery. Stand still, cop.
Is this gonna be like a 10-second PB?
You don't want to hurt anyone.
Oh, you.
Oh my god, I wasn't even paying attention in the second half of this run.
What have we done?
I was literally just talking to chat and like autopiloting.
Dr. Octavius, we have to stop that reactor before it's too late.
This is bad.
There's only one thing to do.
That's funny.
Young lady out.
Still though, at some point,
We weren't to blame.
so much up and down on these splits. A lot of potential.
Rosie her life. Now I must set things right.
Water good. My throat hurt for like the second half of that run, but I just kept talking.
Hang on.
Every time I start talking about controllers, it just turns into a fight. I love it. and we just keep fighting no matter what.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you, MJ.
Like, we just move on to different topics, but it's
I
like,
even tried a couple of times, but
oh, you think this Spider-Man's good?
now you see why I can't be with you. It wouldn't be fair to you. I was selfish to ask you. Fair to you. I was selfish
Oops, shit.
to marry John.
I opened my stream on accident.
Peter.
Which is, it's all because of Batman, I agree. He did this.
Come on in. It's open.
Expecting someone?
MJ, you're supposed to be getting married.
I made a decision. This involves both of us, Peter. And you need to trust me to make my own choice. I know who you are. I know the life I'm choosing. And I want to be with you.
Batman ruined Spider-Man.
That's the way it is.
I mean,
Deal.
not saying you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Mary Jane, the girl next door, the girl I love.
No, that's why you come here. You come for the hot takes. We got them in
Fate
spades
gave me
here.
Amazing powers, and with those powers came a burden of responsibility. Somehow, though, having her with me makes that burden lighter. Still, in the end, it's mine to bear. After all,
Ooh, fight, fight, fight.
Spider-Man.
One 11:01 in game time.
Hey, congratulations. Welcome to part 2. If you check your to-do list, you'll see that you've got some new stuff to do. Honestly, I don't know if you're going to be able to cut it, but give it a shot. Hey, surprise me.
Well, that was a fun no reset run.